right, so been a while, but we're back.
Woo!
So last time we finished up on the island of Lorana, and we put the king back on the throne of the kingdom of Liongard, and then you guys decided you wanted to head to the islands of Pern to figure out what was going on with Hale's family. Yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you all
Correct.
boarded Evelyn's boat and headed out to sea, and that is where we pick up.
Yeah,
There we go. So yeah, you guys know it's going to be a long voyage across the Galesong Ocean to reach the Isles of Pern. A little over a month to reach there, and for the first week or so, things go well. The waters are calm. There's a good strong breeze, and then at the start of the second week of travel, suddenly you find a thick fog rolling in around the ship, covering everything.
Okay.
And
Ooh, not good.
yeah, so that obviously is an issue. And then within probably half a day or so, uh, the wind seems to die off, and you find yourselves becalmed in the middle of the ocean.
Definitely not good.
Hmm.
Yes, there's no hint of a breeze. This goes on for 2 days, where
Damn.
there's no breeze. There's not even a breeze. There's nothing. The ship is stuck in place, and you are surrounded on all sides by a thick fog, which limits your vision to about 30 to 60 feet from the ship. Like, you can't really see that far.
Jeez. Okay.
What do you want to do?
Uh,
Um, in my sailing experience, have I come across anything similar?
I mean, being becalmed happens. Like, it's a peril of sailing if the wind dies off. Fog
Meant
happens.
I kind of okay. I was like, I kind of have I ever had it happen simultaneously?
I mean, you personally have never experienced it, but it's not so uncommon an experience as to be like,
Gotcha.
this is really weird. Um,
Gotcha.
it is a problem, obviously,
Right.
and generally you don't
Um.
experience fog this far from shore. It's more of like a closer to land kind of thing.
Okay. So the fact that it's a little weird because typically the fog isn't this far out, but like not so weird that I'm like, okay, something is seriously wrong
Yeah,
currently.
like, it's unusual, but it's
Okay.
not alarming.
hmm.
But
I
if you don't get
got
wind back
something.
soon, you guys will start to run low on
Right.
supplies.
Seeing if I have anything.
Really, nobody's got any ideas. Nobody wants to try anything.
Uh,
Wow.
Um.
I'm
I've
thinking.
drawn a
Let's see.
blank.
Hang on. Hang on.
Where's that
I
creativity I
have
was just
an
talking
idea.
about?
Gone from
I
my
have an
brain.
idea.
I'm trying to like
So we
put into
don't know how
words.
far the fog goes, right?
No, there's no
Correct.
indication of
Can't really
how far
tell.
this fog extends.
Yeah.
Um. All right. I was trying to go through my spells to see if I had anything that could help. I don't think that there is.
Would hail?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to fly up and see how far this fog goes on for?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I can do that. Before I do that,
You're kind of the only one with wings.
before I do that, there'd be a perception to like notice if there's any like the sound of birds or possibly swimming fish around us.
Yeah, you could make a perception check to see if you hear anything.
Twelve.
So yeah, there's no sound of birds or any obvious like splashing in the waters or anything. The water itself is like glassy smooth. There's not even enough breeze to cause like a little bit of a wake.
Okay. Leads into
Oh,
my
that's
next
right.
question.
And that, Evelyn, actually does strike you as being unusual. 'Cause
That's going to be my next question to see if like I could roll survival to see how unnatural that would be.
no, I mean all of you can kind of tell like ocean
Yeah.
water's never glassy smooth like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like water. That's like water in a glass or in a bowl, kind of still.
Or just like a really calm lake, but the ocean is never really that calm.
Yeah.
Right. There's always currents and tides and
Yeah, I will use my I'll use my gem fly to fly up to see if I can't get a idea how far this fog's going.
Okay, do you have a height limit on that?
It's just one. It just lasts a minute.
Okay, so there's no height limit. So it's
Yeah.
how high you can get in a minute. So yeah, you fly, straight up, and it takes a while before you're up above where the fog is. It's high enough up that it seems unusual. Like usually fog is pretty hugs the ground. It's
Yeah.
And once you get above it, back the way you guys came from, you can see probably 5-6 miles back. It kind of thins out. It looks like if you were to head back the way you came, you could probably get out of it pretty quickly. In all other directions, it goes on further than you can see.
Yeah. I'll head back down
Um,
and let them know.
give me one more perception check, real quick.
Sure. Here we go. Wow, I don't notice shit.
No, you don't notice anything else.
All right, I'll head back down and let them know. Yeah, it's behind us. It clears up, but ahead it just goes on for seemingly forever.
Forever.
okay.
As far as I can see, at least.
Does I don't know if I could even tell something like this. Does this fog seem to be artificially there as like in some form of magic of some kind? Or is this just like a really weird natural phenomenon?
Can my dragony blood sense anything arcane about the fog?
I'll tell you what. How about Evelyn? Why don't you give me a perception check, and Jahan, you can do an
Okay.
Arcana check.
Perception.
Damn. I guess my blood's just not that strong today.
No, Jahan, you can't sense
Nine.
anything unusual, but Evelyn, you do manage to notice that this fog is not still. It seems to be moving in a very specific way. It actually seems like it's swirling past the ship in one direction, and you can kind of tell like it seems like the whole fog bank might be like rotating in like a clockwise direction, as if it's like swirling.
Interesting. Yeah, there's no wind.
No, there is no wind.
Okay. And is the swirling, does it seem like the swirling is centered on the boat, or does it
No,
seem like
you
it's
were
centered somewhere else and we're
definitely,
just in the swirl?
you were just in the swirl. But the way it is swirling does suggest that there is a center point somewhere.
So potentially an eye of the storm?
Yes.
And we've been told that it goes on for a very, very long time. And he would have been able to see an eye from the top.
If he was observant enough, he might have.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what I'm looking for. This is my favorite terrain.
He also didn't know to look for an eye at the time either.
Yeah.
Right. That is true. Oh, it's swirling, but not necessarily magical.
Nothing you guys can see indicates that this is magical, but it might be. It might not be. Hale, your ranger training tells you that like fog is generally kind of an early morning, late evening, maybe through the night kind of thing, midday. Fog usually gets burned off by heat.
So we should. I admit I'm not an expert on the sea, but generally we shouldn't be experiencing fog this time of day.
Right. Now, this is all very weird, even with my experience of sailing.
Do we have other means of propelling the boat?
So that's what I've been looking at. I don't think I have anything that I personally don't think I have anything that can. I
Breaking up, Bangin.
so Matt. Oh, I do. Sorry, I've been kind of pausing because I've been trying to figure out what.
Okay. It sounded like you were
My
breaking
train
up.
of thought. Sorry. I do have Dispel Magic, so could always, but that's only within 120 feet of us. But then that would give us, like, if I centered it on the boat, then everywhere around the boat it would cancel out. So, like, maybe the normal wind would pick up again if it is magic that's causing there to be no wind. It's worth a shot. Yeah, but that's assuming it's magical. So.
It's up to you.
You know what? Let's just give it a shot. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic. Let me get the range on that. It's a range of 120 feet. It says choose one creature, object, or magical effect. So could I just choose the boat?
Yep, you absolutely can choose the boat.
Okay. Then I'd like to cast Dispel Magic on the boat.
And then it goes out for 120 feet from the boat.
So range / area is 120 feet, but it says,
It sounds like it's a 120-foot area centered on the boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Anything in the description that would counteract that?
I mean, that's how I'm going to rule it, because that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. Perfect.
So, yeah. Evelyn, how do you cast your spell? I'm curious.
So I draw my sword and sort of like kind of just move it through the air in sort of a dance, and as I will kind of come down and bring the point down onto the boat, not stabbing it into the boat necessarily, but when I'll like kind of come down on a knee as I finish my sword dance, and as I touch the boat, that's when the spell will be cast, like through my sword onto the boat.
Sweet. So yeah, Evelyn does her dance, her sword dance, and the point of the sword touches the boards of the deck, and there's like this pulse of magic that kind of ripples out, and you can almost see it just kind of rush out in all directions, out into the fog, into the ocean, past where you guys can see, because like I said, your visibility is very limited. It doesn't seem like anything happens. The fog is still in place. It still seems to be swirling. There's still no wind. and then
Okay.
after, say, like 3 minutes or so, there is this long, mournful call of. It sounds like almost like a foghorn, but not quite as deep, from somewhere out in the fog.
Can we tell left or right, like which direction it's coming from?
It's actually coming from somewhere off the bow of the ship, so somewhere off ahead of you.
Okay.
How long does the spell magic last?
So it just says instantaneous.
Okay.
Duration is instantaneous, so I don't know that it necessarily.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if it's if you were to like to spell a like permanent magic item, how long it would be like down for before it comes back.
Gotcha. Right. That would be great information. It seems like, based on the information that I'm reading, there's not a duration. It just kind of gets
Okay.
rid of all of the magic
All right, so
for
it's kind of
good.
left to my decision then. So, yeah.
It
We'll
does
say.
say that there's a spell DC.
Yep. No, that's fine. Yeah. What is the spell DC? Tell me that.
So the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, and on a successful check, the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 plus,
So that'd be
I think it's
17,
14.
right? Well, plus the spell level. What's the spell level?
Oh, it's level 3, so 13.
13. Gotcha. All right. So yeah, like I said, there's some you hear this. It sounds like a horn. And then probably about 10 to 15 minutes after that, you start to hear some splashing coming from toward the bow of the ship.
Okay, so not knowing what's coming ahead, I would warn the others to
I mean, you can all hear
maybe
it.
potentially would just tell everyone to get ready and be prepared for anything. We need to get on our gun just to have that ready, but otherwise, not much. And it's definitely way too tall for us to have oars to try and.
Yeah, no, Caravel is not equipped with oars.
Right. So, yeah. All right, just, I guess, be ready. And I'll go to the front of the ship and just keep an eye out for, like, trying to notice the very first thing that I can see.
Okay, so
Like, as soon as it creeps into my vision.
I got it. So you move to the bow of the ship and you look out into the fog, and within a couple of minutes, you see a shape start to emerge. It's shadowed at first. It's just dark. It's like a dark shadow in the fog as it starts to come closer. At first, you can't quite make out what it is, and then as it draws nearer, you see that it is a boat of some sort. It is it. Brain, come on. Sorry. It looks to be a long, thin hull like a canoe, but much larger, like a large canoe. It does have a single mast with a sail on it, and off to one side of it, it seems to have like a pontoon that is attached by a couple of thin arms. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen those Polynesian fishing boats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like one of those. And you can see that there is a figure on the boat who is paddling with a large oar, seems to be struggling, like really going at it. And as they draw closer, you see that it is a woman. She appears short and slightly stocky, not thick, but a little stocky. And most striking of all, she seems to have green skin. And as her ship kind of gets closer to yours, she stops paddling, stands up. Hoy! Which one of you cast that spell?
would be me. And I'll kind of raise my hand.
Okay, I'm just gonna really quick. I'll throw up a picture of her so you can see what she looks like. This one. And so now that you can kind of see her, she is relatively beautiful by most races' standards, you would think. She is green-skinned and has pointy ears, and many of her features are goblin-esque in appearance, but softer. There is definitely like some other influence in there, and she's taller than you would expect a goblin to be. She is dressed in what can only be described in real-world terms as a sort of Polynesian outfit. It's very like tropical, tribal, like that sort of vibe to it, and she has tattoos covering a great deal of her.
Okay. Ooh.
And she kind of glares at you. You disabled my windstone.
I am so sorry. Yeah, it was not my intention. We got stranded, and I there shouldn't be fog at this time of day, and there should definitely not be completely calm water. So I thought maybe it was magic, and so I tried to get rid of it, and obviously it didn't work, and I'm very sorry.
She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. Of course it's magic, and you shouldn't have been able to get in, but, well, anyway, that's part of the reason I'm out here, is looking for help.
How can we help you?
She kind of regards your group and your ship. Can you even help yourselves?
We were figuring it out.
I'm sure you were. Good luck with that, and she kind of turns to start rowing away.
Wait, hold on.
What did you need help with?
Okay, I'm gonna just pause real quick and be out of game for a second and go, you guys suck at social interactions.
Right.
You don't ask her name, where she came from, who she is.
Right. You know,
Don't
she's just a
introduce
stranger in the
yourselves.
fog.
I'm sorry, it just struck me as like, you guys are really bad at this. Anyway. Time in.
Okay. uh, if you have anything that could help us, it would be really, we would really appreciate it.
Excuse me. She kind of calls over her shoulder. Nothing's free out here.
Maybe we've got something that we can trade.
She'll stop paddling and kind of stand up. And kind of looks over each of you. Well, I suppose I'm not going to find anybody else out here. If you agree to come back with me to my home and help us, then I suppose I could help you.
Well,
Okay.
That sounds like a fair trade.
Thankfully, that is one thing we are good at.
She kind of, and she'll.
Not so much the boat thing, but.
All right, so she'll paddle her ship, her little boat, back toward you. Well, toss me down a line or something.
I'll toss over rope a line of. I don't know. I'm next to the anchor, but I don't want to throw that. So.
You're on a ship. There's plenty of rope.
Right.
So she'll grab hold of the rope and she'll haul herself up the side of the ship to the deck. Well, I'm Mayflower.
Sorry for the lack.
Nice to meet you.
Hail.
I'm so sorry. I missed your name. My name is Evelyn. I'm the captain of the ship. This here is Horny. She's my right hand first mate.
She's your first mate, but she's
That's the
below
name.
deck right now.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
We'll meet her later.
Please zoom in. Sorry,
Can you
I
get away
missed your
from me?
name.
The Mayflower.
Yes, her name is Mayflower.
Mayflower.
Which strikes you as a very pretty name for someone who looks a lot like a goblin.
You said back to your home to help your people. How many people do you live with?
Well, my tribe is on an island toward the center of this.
How far in is the center?
Shouldn't be more
From
than
where
half
we
a
are,
day.
would you say? Okay.
And she reaches into this little pouch on her hip and pulls out an egg-shaped blue stone, and she kind of gives it a shake. That is, if my windstone starts working again. You kind of killed it.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see if I've got something.
It needs to be recharged. And at this point,
Okay.
Tiala, you hear in your ear from the creature that is constantly sitting around your neck. Q! Q!
Oh, that's
Viridia? Gonna kind of like try to motion for her to let her like move or let it grow, let the carbuncle run off because it seems like they're excited about something. So she kind of like pulls her out, like tries to like hold her, and be like, "What is it?"
The carbuncle seems to be stretching out toward the stone.
And she'll push her to like hold her towards closer to the stone.
All right, Mayflower looks a little hesitant. What is that?
A carbuncle, a magical creature.
Carbuncle. Don't those attach themselves to the bottom of ships?
No, that's a barnacle.
right.
She kind of nods. Uh-huh. And she'll hold the stone out, and the carbuncle, I forget what you named it.
Viridia.
Viridia. Viridia will kind of reach out and tap its nose against the stone, and it suddenly flares back into life. Which, of course, Mayflower eyebrows go up like, whoa.
Good job, Viridia. Told you she was a magical creature.
So she is. All right, well,
He's a
Took a great deal of magic for her to hatch. Lets her curl back up onto her spot.
so Mayflower kind of nods. All right, well, secure my ship, secure my boat to your ship, and we'll get going.
All right.
So who wants to do that?
I'll go and attach the rope.
Okay,
This-
why don't you make let's call it a sleight of hand check to secure the knots.
Sleight of hand. Oh, no, I did not do a very good job.
All right, so you tie your knots off. You let her know, hey, your ship's secure, and she holds the stone up and kind of taps the mast of the Endeavor, and suddenly there's a gust of wind from behind the ship, and you're off and moving. You travel for about 20 minutes or so, and suddenly Mayflower starts shouting, "My boat!" as it has slipped its knots and is floating off behind the ship.
fuck.
I will.
And she looks very angry.
I will after the boat.
You will what? I didn't
Well,
catch that.
now that you've said that,
No, I didn't catch what you
I
said. I didn't catch what
okay.
you said.
I said that I would go after the boat.
So
Because
you're
far behind the boat is it currently?
by the time you notice it, it's a good 30 feet behind the ship.
Okay, so to act fast. I was the one that tied it, and it obviously didn't do good. So I guess I'm jumping in and swimming over to the boat and trying to pull it to the ship and tie it again.
Okay. So yeah, Evelyn runs to the aft of the ship and leaps off into the ocean with a graceful dive, splash into the water, and begins to swim back toward Mayflower's boat. Evelyn, as you hit the water and go beneath, there is a moment which seems to stretch on for eternity for you, where everything kind of goes still. You feel almost a pulse from the floor of the ocean. The water becomes extremely cold around you for a moment, and you could swear that deep below you, a gigantic eye opens and looks up at you. And then just as quickly, it's gone, and you're swimming toward the boat as normal.
Okay. Swimming faster.
Why don't you make an athletics check?
Okay. Hopefully this is better.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Okay. I am currently wearing leather armor, I think. Hang on, let me double check that. Studded leather.
Okay. So, yep, you manage to get to the boat fairly quickly before your ship, the Endeavor, can get too far ahead. And you are now on Mayflower ship, and what are you going to do?
Well, I saw her rowing with that giant oar. So, assuming it's still on her boat, and I'll grab that and try and catch up to the ship as quickly as possible.
All right, so you grab the oar and you start paddling, and it quickly becomes apparent you are not going to catch the Endeavor. It is going way too fast.
Awesome. Okay.
Can you turn your stone off so she can we can get our boats together again?
Mayflower shakes her head. It lasts for 4 hours. I can't stop it.
Well, fuck.
Tiala screams out, "Quickly, cast Dispel Magic!"
Oh, right. I'll cast Dispel Magic again. That's smart. Thank you.
It's, well, I don't know if I'd call it smart, but it's an option.
It's better. It's better than anything else we got right now.
Right.
Like,
You can
it's
just
either
reach
that
for the
or
stone.
Evelyn's gonna end up, a mile away.
Gone.
Is gone to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. If she were smart, she would have taken a rope with her. So yeah, you cast Dispel
Right.
Magic, the pulse goes out, and once again the stone shuts off, the wind dies, the ship is becalmed, and within a few minutes you're able to paddle up alongside the ship once again.
All right.
Okay.
I will help her tie this boat off.
Casting guidance. We are not.
I'm not going to make you roll again for it. This time you take your time and make sure it is secured.
Oh God.
So yeah,
I'll
get
get
the
back
ship
on.
Sorry about
firmly
that.
secured in
You're
place.
staying wet.
But
Well-
once again, the stone is dead.
Viridia,
Megan,
I'm sorry to
encountering
bother
a
you
crafty
again, sweetie.
This time, Viridia looks disinterested. When you try to get
Okay.
her close to it, she kind of turns her nose up.
Oh god damn it.
Can
That can be
great.
understood. Just
well,
that's
okay.
a little.
If she's magical, could we just cast a spell and it charge the stone?
So
Is it just like
Mayflower
any magic?
Mayflower kind of sighs. We charge it off a mother stone back on the island.
Tiola kind of thinking for a moment, and she kind of thinks about the two other voices, the two voices in her head, and she's like, I wonder if they can help. The demon. She's like, I know the demon will. For a price, but I don't want to ask him.
Let's see. Okay.
I mean,
Motherstone.
did you want to call to your patron and see if she'll
I'm
help?
gonna talk to the Fey, see if I can reach out to my Feywild patron, my Archfey patron, not the demon. I don't want to talk to him.
All right, so
Not after the other incident.
You attempt to make contact with your patron. It is high noon, and you feel almost no connection to the moon at this point.
I don't want to talk to him. Oh, God.
I got friends on the other side.
This is going great. Sorry, guys.
This is the fun of it, you know.
Right. This is what makes it fun.
It's
A trial and error.
definitely a lot more complicated situation than I anticipated when I wrote it.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, we've got a good mix of casters. I'm sure we could just dump our spells into there,
I mean, I think you're all.
and there will be no
Right, so-
I think you're
absolutely.
all casters, aren't you?
I think all four of
Yes.
us are at least some form of caster.
All five of you.
Because
Apollo's a caster too. He's just not here
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
that's true.
Yeah,
So
we
we
could-
technically all have spell slots. We could funnel it, pump a few spells into this thing.
Right.
I got like a fourth level.
I just don't know how long the spell will last.
Right, and how? Okay, so what do we know about Viridia? Do we know enough about her to know what she would have done that caused it to spark back? Is it just putting magic into it, or was it like a specific thing that she can do, or that like a specific spell that she has?
It's definitely the carbuncle's ability to siphon magic. Like she literally,
Gotcha.
she eats magic and she can output magic.
So she needs to eat the magic, and then she can output more. Maybe she doesn't have any magic left.
There's a possibility that she's hungry.
I and okay. What last time that you fed her, what level spell did you use? Was it just a cantrip or did you use like
the
an
last
actual,
time we
like,
fed
level?
her was when we were in we're in this crazy eldritch horror place.
No, you fed
I
her.
don't know what I've
Okay.
exactly been feeding her. We never talked about what we were feeding her, but I'm presuming at that point I would just be feeding her whatever spell slots I could spare throughout the day if I'm not using them. But
Well,
it's never come up before. That was the last
I've
major
got-
time.
When she hatched, she ate.
Oh,
yeah, she ate a spell.
yeah.
What level spell was that? I can't remember. I don't know if it needs to be a specific spell. I mean, level.
I will offer her a bolt of my warlock spell slots at that point. Just feed her both of them if that's
Yeah,
what she's
and
hungry for.
I've got plenty of spell slots all the way up to
level are
level
they?
4. So,
For those first level slots.
Right now they are first level for my warlock. Yes.
Right. Yep. So you giving her both of them.
Yes, both of them.
All right. So she excuse me. She gnaws on the tip of your finger for a few minutes, and you feel the power being kind of pulled out of you. You know, she does that cute little like gumming gnaw, that playful gnaw. And then, she kind of seems to sparkle a little bit, and then she will reach out and tap the stone and recharge it again.
Thank you, Viridia.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Mayflower.
Yeah, Mayflower is looking at this group like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I taking these people home? And she will
Wait until she sees the dragon.
She will tap her stone again, and the ship once again begins moving.
This time we're not losing your boat.
Right. This time I've
So-
got an eye on it.
So yeah, as she said, she has to recast the spell once, so it takes about 8 hours for the ship to slowly start to emerge from the fog. You see it thinning as you travel, and suddenly it's as if you hit like a wall. You break through, and despite the fact that you are in northern waters, suddenly what seems to be in the eye of this storm, the waters are a blue-green, clear, tropical. The air is warm, as if you were much further south than you are, and you can see what appears to be a tropical island ahead of you. And Mayflower will sort of guide you guys toward it and drop anchor a ways from shore, and then you guys can take her ship in to the island, and you make landfall on this little beach. And you are greeted by her people, who are indeed goblins. And unlike her, these look like what you would expect. These are goblins. Though they are similarly dressed, they are very clearly... she is very different from the rest of them by all appearances.
Languages. Oh.
And she will hold up her hand. Sawane! They respond in kind, and it seems to be some sort of greeting. And yeah, so what appears to be their chief and several others kind of gather on the beach, and they are giving you like the most suspicious look. And Mayflower will introduce your group. I found help. They don't seem convinced.
I'll kind of just barely step forward from the rest of the group. Thank you so much for y'all's help. My name is Evelyn. This is my crew, and we made a trade with this lovely lady to help y'all if she helped us.
So as you speak, Mayflower seems to be translating, and you can tell like the language she's speaking is not traditional Goblin. Like, it doesn't sound like any language you guys have heard before.
I was about to ask.
And after your little speech, the chief speaks, and Mayflower translates. He doesn't trust you.
That's understandable.
We don't get outsiders here. Usually they can't
You
pass
said...
into the fog.
I was about to ask. You said that earlier. What do you mean not supposed to be able to get into the fog?
The fog is a barrier. It's maintained by our god.
And which god do y'all worship?
Our god
Pray
is
to?
Waylay. The great god Waylay maintains the barrier and keeps our home warm and pleasant. She provides food from the ocean, breezes for our ships, and keeps us safe.
Well, if Waylay's the one maintaining the barrier, then maybe she's the one who got us in.
She looks at Jahan like, no shit, Sherlock. That's why I was looking for help. Waylay has gone missing. She's been kidnapped.
Oh. Okay. Do you know who took her?
You broke up.
Do you know who took her?
at your question, which she translates, just assume she's translating everything so that the chief can be involved in this conversation. The chief kind of spits on the ground and says something very angrily in their language, and Mayflower sort of nods. The lizard folk, they live on a neighboring island. They used to worship Waylay as well, but something has changed.
I suppose we should. Right. How far away is their island from yours?
It's about 6 hours by boat. They live in an old ruin there.
Do you know how many of them there are?
I don't know their numbers.
I don't see why we couldn't help with that.
Oh no, it definitely should help with this.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think for a second. My brain isn't working tonight. What? And it's midday currently. What time is it?
It's a little past midday.
Once we got here.
It's probably early evening at this point.
Gotcha. So definitely don't want to. If we were to set out right now, it would be nighttime when we got there.
Yes, it'd be deep into the night.
Right. Don't necessarily know that that's a good idea, but also could very well be a good idea. Cover of night. But you're coming in on boat. I don't know that you're going to be able to sneak in on a boat.
We also wouldn't have the time to plan.
Right. You
Considering our track record, planning doesn't seem to be exactly our forte.
I was gonna say, never stopped you guys before.
Right.
Kicking in the door.
We can definitely. We like
what you mean.
thinking that we have a plan. The illusion of a plan is our safety net.
We live by the motto: go in, have a plan, stick to the plan, wait for the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Right.
But I say we run without a plan, actually.
I think I'm for having a plan. I feel. Or at least going when we can at least, get an idea of what the island looks like. Get a feel for how its design, how its layout is before we just go blindly running through a tropical jungle that a tropical island that we have no idea what could be living on it.
I might be able to help with
Right. Well, that's right, because it's 6 hours by boat. It doesn't say how long it would take to fly there.
6 hours. It's still a straight shot.
Well, yeah, okay.
And I don't think Hill's wings last that long.
Not mine.
Right.
I have.
Oh yes.
I have a dragon.
I forgot about your little buddy.
He's not very little anymore.
Well, if they know that they live on a ruin, then here I will turn to the chief and ask: do you have any information on this island of approximately how big? Like, is it bigger or smaller than your island? You said they live in ruins. Is that on the beach or is it further inland? Any information you have would be greatly appreciated.
So the chief kind of looks at Mayflower and then looks at you guys, and then he starts talking rapidly, and Mayflower starts to translate. No one from our tribe has been to their island in generations. We've never really gotten along, but our mutual worship of Waylay kept us at a peace. We know their island is larger than ours. It's surrounded by cliffs on all sides. There is one beach entrance that we know of. The ruins were built ages ago. We don't know by who, but it wasn't either of our tribes that built it.
You goddess Waylay. Was it a? It wasn't her actual physical form. It was. I'm guessing it was a. Was it?
She seems confused by your question. Waylay was kidnapped.
What does Waylay look like?
Again, she seems confused. Waylay is the sea. She is the air. She is the life and the warmth and the seasons.
It sounds like
kidnap that.
it sounds. I think they're saying that the lizard folk caused the stillness that was bothering us outside of the island.
I wasn't sure if it was like a totem or like a.
That was way too abstract. Thank you, Tia.
This is my best guess at what she means. But if that's the case, then it sounds like we might be dealing with some very powerful magic.
She kind of looks back at the chief and back at you guys. Goes, only the chief has ever been to Waylay's island and laid eyes upon her.
Wait,
And okay,
she has her own island.
Of course she does. She's not going to live with us.
And so
she's a god.
your chief has been there and seen that she is not on her island.
She nods.
Okay. So, I'm presuming the chief can't describe her physically? Like, what he saw of seeing her physical form? Or is it just that's not our right to know?
So she asks the chief to try to describe Waylay to you, and he starts to speak, and she tries to translate. He says Waylay is beautiful and she seems lost. There are no words in your language that properly convey what he is saying.
Then let me try something else. Tiala's going to use comprehend languages to try and at least get a literal understanding of what he's saying.
He's basically just saying Waylay is Waylay. She looks like Waylay.
Tiala's gonna nod.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
'cause it would probably...
It would be hard to describe a god.
Right. And you said that you know for sure that it was this rival lizard clan took her? Or
Translating for the chief.
are you just assuming?
Translating for the chief, Mayflower says, yes, he saw the damage on Waylay's island and found evidence that it was them.
Okay. You
Then
said
I
that they
guess-
used to worship her and they stopped. Do you know what might have caused them to stop?
No, we don't know what changed.
Okay. Sorry,
Something
Tiala,
to
go
figure
ahead.
out. No, that's just something to figure out when we get there. I guess right now our only lead is their island.
Are we allowed to go to Waylay's island and look around for clues?
It's at your question, all of the goblins present lower weapons toward you. And Mayflower
That answers my question.
Mayflower
No.
shakes her head. No.
I gathered
Perfect.
that.
Definitely will not go to that island.
Waylay's Island is
Heard.
sacred.
Understood.
Understood. Won't go there.
We will not set foot there.
Unless it's to return
Okay.
Waylay after, we get her out of there, out of the situation she's in.
There is much
Then-
snarling in
I feel like
response to that statement.
bring him back here. I think they'd
I
probably prefer us to
feel
bring her
Waylay
back
could
here.
probably bring herself to that island once we free her.
True enough.
That too. Yeah.
Anyways,
It's getting. You said it's 6 hours. It's getting quite late. Do you mind if we stay on y'all's island until morning and head out?
The question is relayed, and the chief kind of doesn't look happy, but he nods, and then kind of turns and heads back toward the village.
I think I'll take my chances back on our boat.
we
Tiala
can
just
go
kind
back
of
to the
mumbles
boat.
this.
Maybe-
Tiala's just like,
Mayflower
Yeah.
smiles.
So we def-
Mayflower smiles at the group and kind of shrugs. Don't mind my dad. He's just grumpy.
It's understandable why.
I, for one, am all for seeing your culture and taking in all of your traditions and customs.
beautiful.
She smiles at Jahan very warmly.
It's so colorful.
Are you guys staying on the island?
We don't mind, and I've even got. I was planning on casting Tiny Hut tonight for us to sleep in, so we don't even have to. Like, we could stay here on the beach if they wanted us to.
Tiala's gonna stick just close to Hale for it while they're here. This is a bit more savage than she's used to.
Excuse me. So yeah.
Oh, got my
So
leg.
once you
A bit
guys
more
agree to stay on
savage
the
than
island,
Hale's used to.
once you guys agree to stay on the island, Mayflower will lead you into the village. And for a while, you get kind of suspicious looks by the other goblins. But once you prove that you are not hostile and you're not doing anything to like upset things here, perceptions start to warm up a bit. These goblins don't seem quite like other goblins. They are much more peaceful. You see that they fish, they harvest fruits and coconuts and such from the trees here. They actually seem somewhat civilized. These aren't like the raiders that you're used to. You are treated to a lavish banquet of fish and fruit, and you are even given a alcohol that they brew here, and they serve it in large clam shells to you, and it seems to be very strong and fruity. And all in all, you are treated to a rather pleasant night of music and food and merriment.
Oh. Then
A very lively bunch.
Jahan's gonna hang out and drink with these two guys.
Yeah, so Jahan makes buddies with a couple of the goblin guys, and they get him good and drunk on their fruity drink. Mayflower seems absolutely fascinated with you guys once you've settled in, and she asks tons of questions about the outside world.
I will sit with Mayflower pretty much the whole night, just answering questions and asking my own of their living and how she got her experience in the water and just
So
kind of.
you learn that she's actually half goblin, and that her mother came from somewhere else, which is why she looks
Does
so
she
different
know-
from the rest of them.
Gotcha. Does she know what her mother was? Like the race her mother was?
Human.
Okay.
The story that she was told is that her mother shipwrecked, and her father found her on the beach.
Ah. And I kind of don't want to ask this just in case it's bad, but did she go back? Is she here on the island still?
She died.
I'm so sorry. My father passed. It's not easy losing a parent. How
So
long
yeah,
ago was it?
other than that, the night passes rather pleasantly. You are offered space to sleep in the village. It is warm here, and you find that other than a few important members of the tribe, most of them sleep outside in like hammocks.
All right.
And come morning, they offer you a pair of their ships or a pair of their boats to travel to the Lizard Folk Island.
All right.
That's very nice.
You find that these boats are equipped with windstones so that they will function.
Also good.
Before
Great.
I go to sleep for the night, last night, before I took a long rest, I would go up to, it's Viridia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I will, before I go to sleep, I'll give her my 4th level spell slot. Like I'll feed her and thank her for recharging the stone twice today and helping us so greatly.
It's your pet. You get to decide how it acts.
I was not ready for that. I'm sure that Verdi kind of just like is quite happy and seems a lot more energetic after the higher level spell slot than what Tiala, even at her best, can feed her. So it's like it's almost like getting a rare treat.
It's like getting a rare candy, you know.
Yeah, in a sense. Like it's like just this super treat. So you'll see Viridia kind of just like it does the little mewling noise, but also kind of brushes against your hand, and she just before kind of like curling back up into her spots. But yeah,
Okay. I just wanted to, I had thought about doing that as like a thank you to her. So just wanted
she
to say that
definitely
before we head off
appreciates
for
it.
the morning.
She definitely appreciates it.
Right.
I will. So they gave us a pair of boats. How many can we fit on a boat?
2 to 3 people can fit comfortably on one of their boats.
Okay.
Which is why they give you 2 of them.
Right. Who do we want on which boat? There'll be 3 on one, 2 on the other. Unless is Corny with us, or did she stay on the
No,
boat?
she stays on the ship.
Yeah, I figured. Okay. So y'all, I'll hop on one of the boats and we can kind of
And I think
wherever
Hale
people.
probably should be on the other because he's been the navigator this entire time.
Yeah, that works.
Do my 2 goblin buddies want to join us for our raid on these enemy lizard folk?
They actually seem eager to jump on the boats and follow you guys, but the chief denies it, and he
Oh,
tells them
No.
not
Yeah.
to.
It's just gonna be us 5.
that's
Well,
okay.
6 if we include your medium-sized dragon
Yeah.
who can fly. So Hale in one boat, Evelyn in another.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter which one I go with. Either way, if there's any like assistance, it's gonna be an easy guidance. But that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think Tial will just kind of ride with Hale for now.
All right, so you guys climb into the
How do
goblin
you like
boats.
that, bro?
Mayflower sees you off as you set sail. She tells you obviously the heading and which way to go. You find it's easy to activate the windstones, and off you sail across. Sorry, just checking on my son. Off you sail across the waters toward the island of the lizard folk that you were told about, and 6 hours later, you see it loom up ahead of you, and it is different from their island. While still tropical, it doesn't seem to have the same like palm trees and flower kind of look that theirs did. It's a little more dark, a little more grim. It seems. The cliffs seem a little more intimidating. And you can see it's not a huge island, so you can kind of see most of it from the water. And you see that there is like this old. It might have been a castle at one point, but it's like pretty much in ruin. There's not a whole lot left of it. And it's pretty easy to find the beach to land on, and there's no sign of anyone anywhere nearby as you climb off.
Oh.
I will be keeping my head on a swivel, looking for any signs of life, any movement, tracks,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Perception check.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll just start looking for tracks in general.
Sorry, John, did you ask me to make a check?
Yeah, perception.
Perception. Okay, thank you. Heard check, but not the first part. Okay, here we go.
What is going on with fucking above? Anyway, yeah. So, searching around as you sort of disembark the ships, you find what looks like it might have been a guard station at some point for the lizard folk. There's like a fire pit and like a little tent kind of thing, and it is very cold to the touch. Nobody's been here for some time, like probably at least a few days.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Is there from the beach like a worn path that would have been walked regularly, or?
Yep, you can very easily see a trail that leads up toward the ruin. It's very clear.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess if the rest of the group is all good, then I would slowly start making my way, but like being very cautious for any traps or if I see any movement or hear any sounds of like rustling near us.
Yep.
Well,
So,
that-
oh, go ahead. What were we gonna say? No.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm keeping my eye out too.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make your way up the trail. It takes a few minutes to walk it. There's no sign of anyone around. Again, you do find signs of like lizard folk habitation that seems to have been abandoned for at least several days. Upon reaching the castle, you find that the old portcullis entrance is dilapidated. Whatever door or barrier that might have once been here is long gone, probably ages ago. And walking through, you find you find what looks to be a village, like a lizard folk village that's been built up in the courtyard of this place. And again, there's no signs of life here. It seems to have been abandoned. There's absolutely no signs that anyone has been here for at least a few days. And from
This
here,
is odd.
you find there is an entrance into the ruins. It's like a big stone door. It is slightly ajar, and there's no sign of any guards or anyone watching this place at all.
Is it open enough for us to like enter in?
Yep, yeah, you could easily
Alright.
open it and enter.
Right. Let's
Does
head on in.
does it look like like they left in a hurry from
Nope.
this village?
No, there's no signs of struggle. There's no signs of combat. There's no signs of like a hurried exit. It just seems like they left.
It doesn't look like they were in the middle of doing things and then just suddenly all disappeared. It's like
No.
very
So there's no signs of
Cleanish.
it's not like, oh, they vanished. There's no like
It was-
meals
Okay.
left on the
Looks-
fire or anything. But it does look like they didn't pack up and move. Like there's still like personal effects here. It just seems like they went somewhere else for a while.
okay. I would be cautious opening the door and going in if we're doing that. just because they may be holed up inside. It's like kind of barricading themselves.
Well,
So
the door's
Um,
open, so
the door opens outward, so you can pull the door open and see inside. And again, there's no signs of anyone stepping through. You find yourself in the ruins.
hmm.
all right.
So yeah, you can see that there is a passage straight ahead of you that looks like it's part of the original building. There's also a collapsed wall on the left as you enter, and you can see that you could climb up the rubble, and it seems to be like there's a room through there, like up above.
All right. Um. So like right here, there's a looks to be a room.
It's about 25 feet up this pile of rubble, and if you were to get to the top, you see that there's like an open wall. And it looks like that leads into like another area.
Oh,
Maybe fly up there and put a rope so we can climb.
If you would like to climb it, it will take an athletics check.
all right. Athletics. Wow, I am rolling like crap.
So Hale attempts to climb this rubble pile, but some of the stones and such are loose, and they slip beneath his hands and feet, and he's unable to get purchase. Jahan does even worse.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jahan just like he tries to stick his foot in and like he just hits his head on the thing as he tries to like put his weight on it.
How high up is the ledge?
It's 25 feet.
Tiala just poofs as she misty steps her way up on top of it.
Come the fuck on! Okay.
Then pulls the rope out of her bag and lowers it down for the guys as she tries to find something to tie it off on.
On reaching the top, you find an open room. It looks like the floor here has given way to more natural stone. Like there was a statue here at some point. It has fallen to rubble. There is a door on the right-hand wall and an opening that seems to lead deeper into the chamber on the left.
Let's be cautious.
Megan,
Not
are you
fall
still with
down
us?
any more hills.
Yeah, I'm here. I just hadn't moved my token yet.
Okay. It's just you hadn't said anything, so I wanted to make sure you were still with us.
Ah.
Peek around the corner. Boop.
Okay.
Like,
As always, you gotta give me a minute.
no, you're good. I know, having messed with VTT recently, or not VTT, above VTT, it's just.
So, peeking up through the opening, you find more chamber. It looks to be like more and more kind of like natural cave system than worked brickstone. It may have once been part of this place, but it has fallen so far into ruin that it may as well just be a natural cave at this point.
Sorry.
In the group, are we through this? Are we through this like trying to be quiet and stealthy, or are we just like kind of meandering through?
On the vote for stealth because whatever's happened doesn't sound good.
Yes. No.
Okay, well, you can roll stealth checks.
All right.
Oh, great. Something I'm not.
I'm just gonna manually roll it because I can't.
Come on. Jesus, we're all great.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, I guess a 20.
That's great.
Something.
Too bad it's not a collective stealth check. So Jahan is being very quiet, but the rest of you are making a ruckus.
Well, Jahan and Hale are being fairly quiet.
Yeah, Hale's fairly quiet, but
Tiara's absolutely tripping over herself, apparently.
Apparently.
Hale is quiet for Hale.
Okay. So yeah, you can move further into the room. You see that the back wall of this area, there is a hole that leads into what is actually a natural cavern. You can tell. There are thick cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. There's thick webbing that seems to be everywhere. Everybody make a perception check.
Perception.
Man, above feeling shit tonight.
Sweet. So
Yeah, me too.
Hale and Tiala, thanks to the two of you, the group is not surprised when what appears to be a horrific abomination kind of appears to emerge from the shadows on the ceiling. This creature has 8 legs and a roughly spiny spider-like carapace, but from where its mandibles would be sprout many wiggling tentacles.
Oh god, more eldritch abominations.
It makes this wet, sort of gurgling, hissing sound as it descends toward you. Roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
come on. Spider?
Yider.
I am never ready for combat, apparently. I don't think I have had a moment where Tiala has actually rolled above like a 12 on initiative yet. Oh god, more freaking abhorrent fucking.
Damn, Evelyn.
Right.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, me and Hale up here with our 20s.
Oh god, it goes before me. Please save me. I'm right next to it.
Tiala all the way on the other side, like, yep, fuck that shit.
All right, Evelyn.
I was being quiet.
Upon seeing this creature, you feel this like deep chill feeling, and once again, you like in your mind you can see that eye you saw in the ocean staring at you again, and then that feeling fades. And Hale, you start us off.
All right. I will. Let me see where we are in comparison to everywhere. To this thing. Okay, yeah. Actually, before I move, I am going to spend an action. I'm summoning Dravos. He will have green scales.
No, he's still purple in the token.
Yeah, that's fine. It's purple and green. Because if I remember correctly, green is poison.
He's got that weird bug shine to him now.
Yeah. And up in its face. That's my turn.
Why are you on top of him? There.
Sorry. I didn't
Hale is already like, ah!
So that's all you do?
Yeah. I've been playing some Monster Hunter. Just, you know.
All right,
Trying
Evelyn.
to mount it and slam it into the wall.
Okay, I am. You'll see Evelyn draw her sword and kind of mumble under her breath as she carves a symbol. And I'm going to cast Bane on nation thing. Let's see.
Okay. does Bane do?
Bane is it's up to 3 creatures, but there's only one, so only him. They have to make a charisma saving throw,
Oh, charisma. I
and
detest
if it fails the saving throw,
It's reverse bless.
yeah, it's a D minus D4 to the attack roll or saving throw if they fail this initial one.
that. What's the DC?
14. Charisma 14.
Roll to 15.
Damn it. It's okay. It's fine.
Anything else?
I'm just gonna stay there. I think that'll. I don't think I have. Think. Let me see my bonus actions real quick, but I don't think I have any. I will give. Can I give bardic inspiration to Jahan?
Of course you can.
Okay. So for 10 minutes, you can add a D8 to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. But just once. So you get it one time, and then it's expended.
Got it. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that will be the end of my turn.
All right, it is the creature's turn. It rears back on its legs, and its abdomen kind of curls down under itself, and it shoots a glob of sticky webbing toward Jahan and Evelyn. Both of you need to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. 14.
There you go. Sorry. 10.
You do have bardic inspiration.
Oh shoot! Yeah, sorry, I'm dumb.
You can add that.
It can be-
That again.
It's a D8, so you'll just roll a D8 and add it to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Oh shit! 18 then.
All right, so Jahan, using his inspiration, manages to get out of the way. Evelyn is not so lucky and is covered in the sticky strands of web, binding her and restraining her. So you are restrained.
Awesome. Okay.
So that means that your speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Just so you know. It then turns towards
thank
Hale,
you.
and its many tentacles whip out in a flurry of blows.
Alrighty.
Only 2 of which actually hit.
Alright.
Doing 13 damage.
Alrighty.
And it then becomes Jahan's turn.
Oh god, where did it go? Yeah, I'm gonna try and hit it with 3 shots of Scorching Ray.
Okay. That's 1 hit. Did all 3 shots take the same hit, or?
I don't think so.
That's 2 hits.
They do not.
That's 3 hits.
Oh god, what would that be? That'd be
21.
21 damage?
Got it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Something other than firebolt for once.
It is Tiala's turn. So Tiala said BRB in the game log.
Sorry about that. I am back.
Oh, good. It's your turn.
Tiala was paralyzed with fear.
Gonna cast Mind Sliver, DC 15 Intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just getting a map to roll my dice on because it's very loud on my new desk.
All good.
And my son is sleeping behind me, so.
Aww.
Sorry, so what was the DC?
15.
Fail.
Takes 2d6 psychic and takes it. Basically, it has a mini bane on it. Its next saving throw, it takes minus 1d4.
Right,
So 7 psychic damage, and then Tiala's just gonna take her step back here, keep herself out of range of tentacles.
Alright, and that brings us back around to Hale.
Well,
You guys need to remind me when like your stuff gives it disadvantages or minuses or whatever, because I'm not going to remember.
All good.
let me look at my stuff here. All right. Okay. Bonus action, casting Ensnaring Strike. And I will attack. So I did not mean to roll that. We'll just ignore that. 16.
That's a miss.
All right. Second attack. 20.
That's a hit.
All right. Awesome. All right. So he will take 7 points of damage. And hold on. Let me clear this out of my way so I can read this here. Next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack, and a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact. All right. I need a strength saving throw of 15.
That I
Fail.
believe it has advantage on because it is a large creature.
Alright. Oh, in that case, it succeeds.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Sorry, Hale.
That's all right.
Is that it?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Evelyn, you are restrained.
Right. Does me being restrained keep me from that have a somatic?
So start of your turn, you can make a strength check to try and get free. Sorry, strength save.
Okay. And then but that would be my turn, right?
No, this is a free start of your turn. Try to get free.
Oh, perfect. And it's a
Not-
strength saving throw, right?
Sorry, not free. Bonus action.
Oh, gotcha. Bonus action. Is it a strength check or a strength save?
Strength check.
Oh,
It's basically the same thing.
right.
That's enough. You break
15.
free. You managed to tear the webs and get free.
To cast Cloud of Daggers. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure that that's not going to hurt Hale. It's a 5-foot cube. Yep, we're good. Okay. Like to cast Cloud of Daggers on the spider.
Okay.
And that is just up to 1 minute. You fill the air with spin of 5 feet. It takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So it doesn't take damage yet. It'll take damage at the start of its turn.
5-foot square?
Yeah.
What?
It's a 5-foot cube.
So
Range is 60 feet. The area is a
it
5 foot
just-
cube.
Okay, 5 foot. So is it just 5 feet, or is it a 10 by 10 square? I just want to know if I got the area
Don't know.
right.
Just
I think you have the area right. I don't think it's a.
think you have the area right. I think it's 5 by 5 by 5 cube.
Okay. So it is a cube. Okay, so you're centering it on it.
Yes. And I actually cast this at. No, I'm just gonna leave it where and cast it regular. For my
Okay, and what did it do again?
at the beginning.
You're breaking up
Hear me better now?
a little bit.
Okay. At the start of its turn, it'll take 44 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I think that's gonna be. Actually, I would like to move here. Out of my turn.
Okay, so roll the damage for that. Since it's starting there.
Let me cast it, and damage.
So,
11 point.
Yep. So it takes damage. Oops. All right, and it will then. Yep, so it's going to curl its abdomen again, and it's going to fire web again. This time it's going to get Jahan, Dravos,
Yeah.
and Evelyn all in the spray. So all of them need to make dex saves.
Alrighty. Alright, little guy, what is your dexterity saving throw?
So Jahan's fine.
Okay, so his dex falls. So he gets plus
Evelyn's
4 to
fine.
his dex save.
Ooh,
Alright. Alrighty.
I got a critical 20.
On a saving throw.
Plus 4.
Let me have this.
Oh,
I don't
no!
get those that often.
He is wrapped up and restrained.
That's fine.
Let's see, it is then going to.
Make for help.
Can't do that. He'll make an attack of opportunity against it.
Alrighty. Come in here. Oh, okay. No, that misses.
That's a
Alright.
miss. It is going to leap over your head, land
Son of a
behind
bitch.
you,
dang it.
and its tentacles will begin striking. This time, 3 of them hit,
Ouchie.
which is going to do 17 damage.
Alrighty.
It is then Jahan's turn.
Let me read this really quick. Alright, I'm gonna hit it with. I'm gonna use my 4th level spell slot. I'm gonna hit it with 5 rays of scorching ray.
All right,
18.
that's a hit. Hit.
23 is a hit.
Hit. Miss.
And
Miss.
that was a critical fail for that one. Yeah, so that's a miss. That's 3 hits. So 1, 22.
Alrighty.
And that'll be it. Oh, wait, no, actually. Or I can do 4.
And it's Tiala's turn.
All right. I'm gonna spend. I gotta remember how many sorcery points it is to do this. 2. I spent 2 sorcery points to quicken spell Fairy Fire on in an area. It's a 20-foot. You know what? We'll throw nature. We'll make it a nature square here. It covers that area. It needs to make a DC 15 dex save. And then it takes a minus d4 because of Mind Sliver.
I rolled a 16.
And I actually have to roll this d4. It now has a 13. And so it is now lit up like a Christmas tree.
Okay. So now it is a shiny abomination from the deep.
All attack rolls against it have advantage. And now with that, I'm going to cast everyone's favorite spell from the Warlock Suite, Eldritch Blast.
Okie dokie.
So it's 2. Wait, computer, can I? Thank you. I would like to roll my first attack with advantage. Wow, that was god awful. And the second one. The dice do not like me tonight.
Nope, that's a whole lot of missing.
But then I will move back here. Actually, I'm gonna stay close because I gotta be able to hit Hale with some support there. But that'll be my turn.
Hail.
All right. Bonus action. Hunter's mark on this big nasty fucking thing.
Okay.
No save. He just gets hit with it.
You have advantage.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right.
Well, now he really has advantage.
No, Hunter's mark doesn't give me advantage. It gives me an extra die 6
Damage went for every time he hits.
All
Yeah.
right.
So first attack. God damn it. Every time. Every time. All right. So
Miss.
miss. Second
Miss.
attack. Wow.
Miss. Hey, there's a hit.
There is a hit. That's a freaking nat 20. Let's
Yeah.
go.
That double damage.
Which I believe also applies to your hunter's mark.
Does it? Okay, well, there's 11 there.
Double all damage dice on a critical.
Okay,
Unless specified otherwise. So yeah, hunter's mark as well. It's another 2d6.
nice. Let's roll 2d6. So, yeah, 22 damage.
Okay.
And I guess Thomas is just chilling.
Evelyn.
I am going to move here and attack it with my rapier.
That's a miss.
Well,
You have
I'm
advantage.
gonna try. Oh, right. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this one's better. It is much.
That's a hit.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you for reminding me.
I am the support. This is my job.
And then I'm gonna attack again. That's not what I'm. Okay. Well, hang on. Meant to roll with advantage, so roll both.
It's a big mess.
Okay. I think that'll be my turn.
All right. Creature is going to bite Evelyn. That's a hit. It's going to do 20 damage. And you need to make a con save.
Man. Okay.
Oh,
21.
Alright, you manage to resist the poison. It is then going to do its tentacle attack on Hale again.
Alrighty.
It's going to get 2 hits
Okay.
for 14 damage. John, it's your turn.
All right.
Okay.
Use a bonus action to convert one of my sorcery points into a spell slot for 4th level. Yep. And then I'm just going to recast Scorching Ray again. With
all of the
5
attacks
rays.
are at advantage. That's gonna be a lot of die rolls.
That's a hit for 1, then.
That's another hit.
It's another hit.
There is a feature. If you hold shift when you click the roll, it will roll it at advantage for you.
Oh, will it? I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the shift key.
Good to know.
So we
It's
got
always
three,
just
we got 3 hits so
right
far.
clicking.
That's 4 bolts. It should form like a little plus when you're like hovering over it. But you actually have to
It
click
is
on the
not.
page. Like if for some reason, oh, maybe it's not work because it worked for me. But like if you're
Anyway, let's
like,
keep going. 4
yeah,
bolts,
just-
3 hits.
and then roll. This is I think the last advantage attack.
That's another hit.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Eight.
No.
Okay.
36.
26.
That should be
Oh, no,
36.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm done. No, it is. I didn't add a 1. I'm so stupid. Thank you. I made the 11 a 1 on my calculator. I'm so dumb.
Alright, Tiala.
I'm just gonna try it again. Okay. Why are you being a turd? Hey, we got 1 to hit.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then 2 more misses. But it takes 6 points of force damage.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Why are you... Your rolls are coming out
Yes,
weird.
it did.
Oh, I don't know why it did twice on Eldritch Blast. The first... What is it doing? Whoa.
Yeah.
My game's acting up. I think it's my connection with this. Or
Alright.
it's
Anything else?
doubling the VTT. That's all.
Hale.
All right, let's try this again. Wait, how is this? How do I do the thing so it attacks with advantage?
It should be when, like, if you're clicked on the the thing, it's hold shift, and it should light it up. But it wasn't working for Hail earlier.
That wasn't working for me. All right. Advantage.
I don't
is
know.
all right.
I've
16.
always had to click,
It's a
right
miss.
click.
Oh, yeah, you can also right-click and roll with advantage.
Let's see if I crit. Almost. All right.
So
So
close.
it again. That's all right. 10 and 6. 11 points of damage.
Okay. Excuse me.
A fat lot of nothing.
Evelyn. Evelyn. Megan, are you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Hello?
No. Hello?
Can you hear me?
What is going on, bro?
I don't know. We can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can hear you.
I can hear y'all.
You can hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all.
Okay, well, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Y'all couldn't hear me.
Well, we can now.
Okay. Okay. About mechanics, I've got the attacks per action, but if I spell that requires the attack, that's not the same, right? It would just be a single attack.
You broke up for some of that.
Okay. So for instance, Blade Ward,
Yeah.
that spell, I get another attack, or because I use the spell, it would just
You keep breaking up right as you get to what you're trying to say.
I'm gonna hit with my rapier.
Okay.
Well. Okay. 12.
That's a miss.
And one more.
That's a hit.
Okay. And points.
Anything else?
No, that'll.
Okay, it's the creature's turn. It is going to bite Evelyn again. Nope, that's a miss. And it is then going to attack Hail with its many tentacles.
I'm using Vine Whip.
One hit.
All right.
7 damage. John.
All right.
Let's wrap
All
this up.
right. I want to move away a little bit further. Let me just hit it with another. Damn it, why is my thing messing up with the scroll? There we go. I'm just gonna use another second level spell. And just try and hit it with Scorching Ray again. That's
a
a
hit.
hit. Hit.
Grit.
Mhm. Eight.
Alright, yep, that's enough. It scorches and falls and crumbles in on itself, its legs curling into its abdomen.
It rolled all 3 of his hits as crits.
Oh, did I?
You know what? I'm going to let you have it because we are going over time and I really need to end this.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
So, yep, with that, the creature falls. end of combat.
The dragon.
And yeah, we're gonna have to call it there because I gotta get going.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you for
All right.
DMing.
Yep. Hopefully.
Yep.